Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 82. 82 of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
Great place for your last-minute Christmas gifts.
It'll be very last minute.
And we will have another contest sponsored by them, and the prize provided by them next week.
That will be very good.
So this week we're back again talking about Disneyland, our big trip to Disneyland. This episode is all about Disney California Adventure at the holidays.
And we tried to put everything into one show, but it would have taken, 45 or so minutes. That would be a very long show.
Right. So we broke it down. This show is all about DCA, and we're going to start off here in Cars Land.
And this was, Cars Land wasn't even around a year and a half ago, and all of a sudden they have such great decorations, and I'm just very impressed. I mean, here you see day into night.
Right, and I think both day and night are very good because you have all the details you can spot during the day, but at night with all the lights, everything looks so beautiful. It's an amazing place no matter when you go.
And each of the different areas has their own Christmas tree. I mean, this is almost a Christmas tree right here in front of Luigi's tires.
Yes, I like that. I caught that.
And then
there's a star on top too.
You know what? It's so tall. I didn't even notice that. But the garland is gorgeous, and I think, are those tires?
They're tires and mufflers. Air filters. There's like little air filters.
I don't know much about air filters. So, but there's like Christmas trees inside of the V8 Cafe, Flo's V8 Cafe. And this was one of my favorite Christmas trees.
Oh, yes, the Route 66. Everything is themed. And, of course, it's themed to driving, which makes a lot of sense in Cars Land. But one of our favorite areas is where Mater would be coming up. Santa Mater, yes.
And Lightning McQueen is not decorated at all, but Mater has his Santa hat on.
Yes, a very big and fluffy Santa hat. I got to touch the fluff of his hat.
That's correct. I know you said you were going to, but I
didn't it was hard to tell. It looked like it was hard from here.
It does. It actually looks like that.
And it was cold out there, so it was nice and a warm feeling. See, Mater was enjoying his comfortable hat.
We only had one really fairly warm day in California, and warm being around 72 maybe during the day. And like here, I was probably freezing.
Yes.
Freezing.
Right. That was our bonus day, that extra bonus day. Here is something really nice we discovered inside the Mater area. Well, actually, this is the Cozy Cone Hotel.
This is the Cozy Cone Hotel, and this is like its twin in Gingerbread. And I actually didn't know that it would be here. So when I saw it, I love the gingerbread displays at Walt Disney World.
Right.
They have them through so many of the hotels. There's one in Epcot this year.
Well, we actually thought the gingerbread house was in the V8 Cafe.
Yes, and what happened is I found out that there had been a Tomater gingerbread, and I saw a picture of it, so I really want to go to Flo's V8 Cafe to see that, and we eventually did go, but it was last year's, and this is the one for this year.
Right, so there was nothing there.
I was really looking forward to that one, too.
But this was great, so I thought that was a very nice surprise.
And here is Tomater himself.
Yes, it is. Yes, Tomater. Santa Mater. You confused me. It is Santa Mater right there.
Well, take the hat off. He's still Tomater.
And, we were able to get some nice pictures with Mr. Santa Mater, too.
I know. We stood in line a few times. We had the PhotoPass Plus. We paid $69 ahead of time, and that's such a great deal out there.
And there's those air filters we talked about. You could sort of see them with the white around there. Again, in the daytime shot, you could see all this a little more clearly.
Cars Land is always beautiful, but especially during the Christmas holidays, as is Buena Vista Street. And this is the giant Christmas tree. Right,
I agree. And I love the tree. I mean, the tree. We of course, we talked about wanting to see the tree lighting. We never did get to see the tree lighting.
I wanted to see the tree lighting here, Radiator Springs lighting, and the bell ringers. I mean, there's so much that even in 6 days we did not get to see.
I know. We wish we could have had that one more day.
One more day. And there's all these great ornaments, and you have the car there, the red car trolley, and there's all these little things to look at under the tree.
I thought that train was going to actually work, but I guess he couldn't have got under that gift anyway.
And I mentioned earlier, a year and a half ago is when all this came about, and it amazes me that they thought so much about Christmas here.
Now here's another great surprise, this Viva Navidad.
This was a big surprise and one of my favorite parts of Christmas at Disneyland.
Disney California Adventure.
And Disney California Adventure, the Disneyland Resort.
Yes. No, you're right, though. I mean, I did not expect it to be as grand as it was. I thought maybe he would have a character meet and greet like this and some food similar to what you saw when you went out for the festival of the Greek festival.
Opa.
Right, Opa.
And Opa was really fun, but the parade, and we'll see a little bit of that soon, was amazing.
Look at how dressed up you are. You are ready for the Arctic there.
I am not used to that type of cold weather anymore.
Right, we had to get that jacket actually
At
during the
Costco,
trip.
yep.
Right, so this was probably the coldest day of all, actually, I believe.
And a low in the 30s. But this is Goofy's. You can see the maracas on his feet.
Yes, he was wonderfully good playing
A great
maracas.
dancer, too. Who
Yes.
knew? Goofy
Yes, who
was
knew?
such a great dancer.
And also, not only these two, but the Three Cabelleros also appeared. This was later on in the evening.
We didn't actually get to meet them. We met Donald early on, but
Right.
then the Three Cabelleros together were not always meeting.
So here is that parade. Now, we thought it was just going to be a short little caravan, a small parade, nothing big.
Right, but we arrived as the one was ending. It actually, because of the winds during the day, they didn't play it during the day.
Right.
And so at night we came by and we saw just a little bit. And it's like, oh, that looks big, so we'll have to get a good spot for it. So we did.
Yeah, we were able to sort of determine where the best spot was, and then we sort of waited out for the very next one, which was this, and here it is. And it was tremendous. It was sort of like the Epcot Mexico Pavilion boat ride comes alive.
Right, the Grand Fiesta Boat Tour and
El Rio de El Tempo.
Right, like to me, it was a combination of both of those, almost just as a parade.
Right, with the Three Caballeros, of course. And you don't get to see the Three Caballeros very much anymore.
And those look like hidden Mickeys along the bottom there.
Yes,
Do you see that?
I think they're tributes. And I love that Minnie and Mickey come whizzing by on bikes for no apparent reason.
And while you're watching the show, it's like you think, okay, I'm seeing all the entertainment there is to see, and all of a sudden more come out, and more come out, and more come out. It's amazing.
And these guys will come right up to you and play solos, like the mariachis, and I guess those are Brazilian drummers. So, and they're very good. They're fantastic,
all of
actually.
them. Everybody, you've got the dancers, you've got the drummers, everything is fantastic.
And a giant Santa Claus.
Right, there's a bunch of different floats, and it was just one of the best things that I've seen in a Disney park especially that I didn't expect to see.
Right, and you know, it's not over yet, because what would a Christmas show be without snow? And I think you're going to be seeing some snow coming soon.
Except that I think it's confetti snow instead of the other soap bubble snow.
Right, there it is, there's the snow, but it felt like it was real snow, of course, at this particular time.
And I believe this has been announced that this is going to come back next year, so we're going to have to go back next year just to see it.
How horrible. We have to go back to Disneyland for the
terrible.
holidays. I think somehow you'll talk me into it, though.
And this, the one disappointment, though, in this area, the Paradise Garden Grill is my favorite restaurant in all of the Disneyland Resort. So they didn't have any of the Greek food. They changed it to Latin food. We didn't even end up trying it, but we probably should have
We should have tried it.
Next time we will. It's good to try something new occasionally.
Right. Some of it looked pretty good to me, too, so we just sort of ran out of time.
And now we're heading to Carthay Circle. Actually, it looks dark there, and it was by the time we left, but we went for a lunch.
Right. We did go for a lunch, and here's the Sherman Brothers. They're in the news right now because of the Saving Mr. Banks. But yeah, this is the inside of the restaurant there, the Carthay Circle.
And this is the Buena Vista room. The reservationist that we talked to said she was going to request this for us. I didn't even know you could request it. And we had a party of 4, so I guess if you have at least around 4 people, you can sit in there.
Right, and there is Mark and Ryan, our good friends, also joined us for lunch there. We did the World of Color package.
And it's only $39, and it included an appetizer, an entree, and there's your salad.
Right, and I see your soup coming up.
And that is a roasted chestnut soup, also a dessert, and a non-alcoholic beverage. So it was a really great deal.
Lest we not forget about the bread.
I know. I think our party of 4 went through 2 loaves.
2
it's
or
really
3
good.
loaves.
I don't no, definitely not 3.
But and there is our main course, which we all enjoyed.
It's the ultimate beef sandwich. It's got braised beef short rib in it.
Very good. I would say that this is a great deal, actually, and it was a really nice time. It was a good hour and a half, almost 2-hour lunch.
And this is our dessert, which is the mousse crunch cake. And they do such a great job here. And again, if you want to see the World of Color, I can't think of a better way to do it.
And it was a very intimate setting for us. Again, the private room, this particular Buena Vista room, was for 5 or less. So they really want 5, but they'll sometimes do it for 4.
I thought it was really nice of them. So it was a great time.
Now, we're going to jump back. When we first got into town, it was the final day of the annual pass holder Winter Dreams preview.
And that's for World of Color. When we did Carthay Circle, that was later on. We actually went to see it 3 times.
Right.
And this is the Honor Choir, which is, I don't know if there's 700 of them. It's amazing. I mean, this is a virtual choir, and this is probably my personal favorite part of World of Color Winter Dreams.
I agree. I think it's wonderful. And, Winter Dreams, to me, for Disney California Adventure, is sort of like their Christmas parade. It's a long 20-minute or more thing with all kinds of Disney goodness. Oh, and here is the announcement there: World of Color Winter Dreams.
Well, it's sort of like their illuminations,
right? I guess you could
they
say
have
that.
the nice the parade that we already saw, but this is it's all different. It's not like the regular World of Color, except that it has water.
And here's some Fantasia thrown in. It's just, to me, I guess it's nice because it gets everyone together for sort of a Christmas, this year in particular, a Christmas finale.
And I want to say also that Disneyland is so great with its annual pass holders. We're a pass holder to both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And, just that they gave us this the ornament and...
Periwinkle!
Yes, periwinkle. And the viewing was a very, very nice bonus.
Right. This great spot here, which enabled me to record it so well, was because of being an annual pass holder, and we each got those nice ornaments that you just said. So thanks again. It's great to be a pass holder, and we love that 20% discount.
And they just gave those large candy canes out free to pass holders out there. We're out there, and we're actually like locals in a park that we don't live close to.
It makes you feel really wanted.
Special.
Right, special. And here is Olaf. Olaf sort of is the MC of this whole production.
Right, and I wasn't sure if he just sort of hosted it at the beginning, but he runs through the entire show.
Right, he sets up all the different elements and things, and he's very funny. We enjoyed seeing Olaf. And here are some classic scenes. We have Mickey and Minnie. These are actually taken from vintage Disney shorts around the Christmas theme.
And for some reason, I didn't really notice these. I'm a little myself on the short side. So.
Right. Well, that was a Belle and the Beast, so not all of them were from shorts.
And Olaf also does his summer song.
And of course, this was a nice transition. It's Bambi.
Yes.
And of course, Bambi likes to go out on the ice too, just like Olaf.
And you see Bambi with Thumper.
Yep.
And,
whoa!
That's a really cute segment, but this is probably the biggest segment of all right now.
Right. This is the big segment from, of course, Disney's Frozen, and that is Elsa belting out a...
Let It Go.
Let It Go.
Which is what you hear in anytime they have some kind of a segment for anything, it has Let It Go in it, which is actually a fantastic song.
Right, and in this Winter Dreams show, it's actually an extended version of the song compared to the castle, the castle projection show,
Celebrate the Magic, the Magic Kingdom.
Right, which is just a very small clip of the song. So if you want to see the full version, go out to California.
Yes.
Go to California Adventure.
Before January 6th.
Right, and the good thing is you don't have to wait an hour and a half to see Elsa, or Anna for that matter, because
you don't see Anna here at all. So
is that right? No, Anna?
I don't think Anna.
Anna.
I don't think Anna is in this at all. But they are over at Fantasyland. Just like at Norway and Epcot, if you're doing a meet and greet, you have to wait in line.
Right. So anyway, we always love to see the Frozen stuff, though. It's always very popular, and I can't wait to see more.
And is Olaf coming up now?
Yes. Well, this kind of, there used to be a show back in this very same spot, and it was called Luminaria.
I never saw it. I almost saw it, but I never saw it.
And I have only seen it once, and that was at the very last showing on January 2nd of 2002. It was really for the 2001 Christmas season, and these trees here are very reminiscent to the fiber optic trees that were in Luminaria, as are these cards. And part of Luminaria was that as a guest, you would design the card, the Christmas card, your own card, and then they would show it there. So it was kind of a nice tribute, I thought.
When you think about it, I mean, that's really forward thinking, compared to now. You would think that's technology more for now than then.
Right. It was still I actually liked the Luminaria show, and I love the soundtrack, which is no longer available, but you can buy it on an old CD.
I was in California just a few days before it started, so I'm sorry that I missed it.
And we're sort of skipping over, but as you just saw, that was...
The aliens were so cute.
They were very so cute. And the Toy Story, of course.
And
there's your puddle. You love the puddle.
I love the puddle. The summer song is probably my favorite song in Frozen.
Summer.
One of my top 3 songs.
That was horrendous. I will never sing again.
Don't sing. And now you're supposed to follow Olaf's bouncing butt.
As you should.
That's what they say.
As you should follow Olaf's bouncing butt.
So that's how you sing your Christmas carols.
And they actually had Hanukkah carols and other kind. They had a celebration of all Christmases.
Well, that's very good.
I don't know if that's a correct thing
I
to
don't
say.
know.
Hanukkah and Christmas is, but
Probably not.
Probably
but
not.
there was tomato and with the sled.
Yes, and this is the big finale. These lights on the roller coaster are new for this show, I'm told.
I thought they did a great job with Winter Dreams.
But look at this. We didn't notice this the first time. These are giant-sized snowflakes.
Just at the very tail end, like people are like, "Oh, look up!" And then the second night we were there, we really saw it.
It really depends on the wind. And the second night we were there, the wind was just the right direction, just the right speed, and you could see they sort of just float. And it's just it's a fantastic effect when it works.
Well, I think it worked the first night, but I think they floated backwards,
right,
so you didn't really see them
until we were walking out. We were
right.
like, "What is that?" And I think I included a clip of that at the very end of this, which is very soon.
That was such a good... Everybody was so excited, and sometimes they'll land
People
near
would
you.
catch them and touch them, and they would just sort of fall apart in your hand. They were made out of soapy type
They're
things.
big. They don't look as big as... But you can see how big they are in the air. They're tremendous.
Yeah, I loved the giant snowflakes.
That was one of the more interesting things I think we saw out there.
So anyway, and here comes Mater again with his sleigh, and this was from night number 2. We actually used footage from all 3 times. We actually only saw the show 2.5 times because it was canceled.
It was like 2 times 5 minutes, right? Because there was too much wind on the first or on the third night.
Right. And they have this is Glow with the Show, by the way. They had Glow with the Show, but not a lot of people were glowing with the show there. Although those little balls there still glowed with the show. And this is the very end, of course. Happy holidays with the Christmas colors. And it was fantastic. I can't wait to go and see it again.
And we were asked on YouTube what we thought as far as if somebody wanted to go see Disneyland for Christmas.
I just want to say those were that was from the other night where they were sort of blowing away.
And I think Disneyland has a better Christmas overall than Walt Disney World.
Oh, I would agree with that. And at Walt Disney World, you have to pay to go to the party to see all the parade and everything, except for Christmas week, where here everything is included all the time. But we're kind of going over
We're at downtown
Olaf's
Disney now.
Downtown
this
Disney.
was the last day when we weren't even supposed to be there. We made we changed our reservation last second.
Well, this site is sort of a reason why we stayed, too. It was so beautiful. It was the nicest day, and we just couldn't leave.
It was the first day probably anybody was in a pool that we were there.
And there's people laying poolside here. There was no poolside at any point leading up to this day, so it was very nice.
And this is the Tangaroa Terrace, but we're actually going to go into Trader Sam's.
And why wouldn't we go into Trader Sam's? It's Christmas time, and we're celebrating the fact that we're staying at Disneyland one last day. So how do we celebrate? With a nice drink at Trader Sam's.
And we didn't spend too much time there. I think we were just there about 20 minutes.
But I love Trader Sam's. Look at how decorated it is. As I said on the last show, there's more decoration in the bar here at the Disneyland Hotel, Trader Sam's, than all of the Jungle Cruise at Walt Disney World.
And I don't want to say anything bad about Walt Disney World because the resorts and
it's our home. We love Walt Disney World.
There's so much Christmas here, but I think Disneyland still takes the cake.
Yeah, when it comes to Christmas, I guess they have less to decorate, so it's probably...
The 2 parks they decorate, though, are amazing.
Right. I mean, again, there are amazing things at Walt Disney World. We can't wait. As a matter of fact, this is Christmas week. It's Christmas Eve while we're recording this, and we're already making plans to go to Epcot and the Magic Kingdom and all this. So we still love Walt Disney World Christmas, but Disneyland
But if you've never seen it, definitely recommend it.
And let's not forget, it is snowing in Trader Sam's in front of the volcano. How often does it snow in Volcano Side?
Probably just for about a month every year.
A month or two. And there are some Christmas decorations everywhere in the bar. And do you remember what you had, by the way?
I don't remember.
I think you had a sangria, some kind of sangria.
It was some kind of sangria.
And I know I had a, what did I have? Oh, a Shipwreck. And we'll get to that later.
Because we were wanting the mug for a family member, so it was cheaper to buy the mug with the drink.
Hopefully that family member is not watching this.
She won't watch this.
She will.
She will never.
She will
watch
hear
this.
how it was cheaper to buy it in the mug.
Well, you might as well get the drink too.
And of course, we had the explosion, the volcano eruption, so to speak.
And I mean, we were here in the afternoon. If you're going to Trader Sam's, really the afternoon. Like if you're going at 2 p.m., it generally isn't too crowded.
Right. We have been there in the evening, and
it can get packed.
You can even not get in. Like you have to be outside, and outside is nice too. But to get the full effect, you need to be inside.
Tell us about your Shipwreck.
Well, of course, we wanted to get the drinks that give that had the effects. So I ordered the Shipwreck, and as you could see, there is the Shipwreck effect. It happens anytime somebody orders that particular
And I
drink.
believe it's by Kevin and Jody.
Right, it was an effect that used to be featured in the Adventurers Club, and and I'm told it's not the same one. It's a reproduction, but they do a great job with it. And getting back to the Shipwreck, it's very much like a mint julep, but the real mint julep.
Don't
the kind
like it.
You had at Club 33 once. You did not like it. I had to finish it.
I hated
and
it.
It was very difficult, even for me.
I like the regular, the
scope,
fake ones,
the scope
yes.
version. So anyway, that was Trader Sam's. We had a great time. I'm so glad that we stayed and stopped at Trader Sam's and enjoyed
I hope we go
afternoon.
back. I hope we go back next year for Christmas because I really do love Disneyland at the holidays.
I agree, and you won't have to fight too hard for that one. Oh, let's get into Grinchmas at Universal Hollywood.
And this is, if we get to go next year back to California, I would like to do this ourselves to go to Grinchmas. But in this instance, we sent a reporter. Florence Henderson was receiving the Humanitarian Award. Right, and it's like, humanitarian. She really is big into the City of Hope, and that's what she was being honored for, was her work with that organization. And I believe she even donated her award to the City of Hope.
Right, and here she comes now, and she is getting that award right now. And there's Mr. Grinch looking on.
There's a Grinch, and we're going to see Max in a minute. And this is a 60-foot tall Christmas tree. We have never seen this one here. And again, I would like to go next year and see Grinchmas.
I'd like to go see Grinchmas too. There's a lot of things. Universal Hollywood is awesome. I know they're opening their new
Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem. They're going to have that, and their backlot tour. Their tram tour is fantastic.
And you sort of like those Minions, I think.
I love the Minions, so I cannot wait to see that there. I'm very excited about it. And there's
Max
and the Grinch. And Grinchmas is going through January 4th this year. But if you're going, to California for the holidays at any point, this is a great place to go.
So that's another show.
We'll
be back next week with much more from Florida, and it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays!
Happy Holidays!